Nights at 11 on Channel 9.
Welcome back. It is just after 7 o'clock on this Wednesday, and we are bringing you the pictures of destruction from Hurricane Milton, which hasn't even made landfall yet. These are pictures from Stewart right now in Martin County, and you can see the damage that the winds have done. We've had tornadic activity in Brevard County, but here in Martin County, you can see the devastation that the storm has left behind.
It's a good example of what we experienced there in Brevard, maybe to a much bigger degree. There were a lot of tornadoes, and Stewart, Martin County, is on the Atlantic side of Florida with that dry air and that spinning atmosphere that Tom and David and our team of Mets have talked about. This is the result, and again, man, that is massive destruction, and now they still have a hurricane that hasn't even made land.
About 2 hours.
Yeah, until it again comes ashore officially. Good evening. It's 7:05. I am Greg Warmoth, along with my good friend and partner here, Martha Sagowski.
We're going to get you through the night. We're going to be here in the morning hours to make sure that you stay safe. We are going to be a calm voice for you in the middle of this storm. Are we going to go to that video that we have to our producer Kim, or are we going to go to Daryl?
That's next.
That's next?
Yeah, wait till you see the video that we're turning around. It is heartbreaking and also heartwarming. It's a dog that was left abandoned, but we have a good story to tell you, and we'll do that in just a minute.
All right, we're going to go to Daryl Matthews, who is in Osceola County right now, and you're in downtown Kissimmee. What is happening there? It's getting dark already.
Yeah, Martha, nothing's happening here. That's the thing. If you look, it's very, very empty. Honestly, I have never seen the downtown area look this empty, especially so late in the evening where most of these businesses would be open. And you can see a lot of these businesses. We're only looking at boards like this Remax and other local businesses. That's all we can see besides the street lights around here. And this is because throughout Osceola County, they have a curfew that starts at 8 o'clock, so no one can be on the streets. We've seen several law enforcement vehicles from deputies and Kissimmee police out here patrolling the area right now, and this is to make sure that everyone is safe before Hurricane Milton makes that landfall. As you can see, I believe this is probably a law enforcement officer right here. Take a listen to the sheriff speaking about this curfew and ways that people can remain safe throughout this hurricane.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Lopez with the Osceola County Sheriff's Office. As the storm approaches at this time, all of us should have all the necessary provisions to sustain us in case of an emergency. We also ask all Osceola County residents and visitors to please stay off the roadways. We are currently establishing a mandatory curfew from 8 p.m. this evening until 10 a.m. tomorrow. We're working diligently and around the clock with approximately 260 Sheriff's Agency emergency personnel and the necessary equipment to keep you all safe. There's still no mandatory evacuation in place, and if you're thinking about seeking refuge in a shelter, you should do so at this time. We are currently in a state of emergency, and price gouging is a crime. Criminal penalties are enhanced, and we'll take a zero-tolerance approach against anyone breaking the law. Please remember to be calm and patient during this difficult time. We need your help and cooperation to do so and weather this storm together. For additional information, please visit us at www.osceolasheriff.org. Please be safe and stay home. Thank you.
Now, obviously, that's a warning for every person in Osceola County and the surrounding counties to stay home. Again, that curfew starts at 8 o'clock tonight. The only people that are allowed to be on the streets are first responders, essential workers such as healthcare workers, and are asking people to have their IDs as people are out in the streets in case you do get stopped. Now, we're looking at a lot of these businesses that have signs like this, closed for Hurricane Milton, and they look forward to seeing a lot of their customers starting Friday. We see a lot of these sandbags, people trying to protect their assets. You know, driving around as well, before I get back to you at the station, Martha and Greg, we also saw 2 Waffle House restaurants close, and from hearing from a lot of people, that means a lot when it comes to the severity of this storm. But again, we will continue to go around and see the damage that these winds are bringing for us, to get the chance to see what a lot of the businesses are doing, and, you know, making sure that everyone is safe out here. For now, we're live in Kissimmee. Daryl Matthews, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Tom Terry getting ready to join us with the power outages as well, and we'll check in with you in just a second. Tom, I want to, you ready? Are you ready over there?
You want? All ever be, yeah.
Okay.
So right now, thank you very much. So we're starting to see the power outages showing up here, and this is going to be in the order between 25 and 100,000 customers without power. This is one of the maps we were using during Hurricane Helene, and you can see all the way from where we've had the strongest winds, extensive power outages over here. Also, a lot of power outages along our east coast, and we've had several tornadoes roll through that area. That could be part of that as well. You can see the increase in the number here, and we kind of go up into the red. That's going to be over 50,000 customers, I believe, without power. So that's between 10 and 25, 25 and 50. So we got lots of 25,000 plus here as the hurricane itself is getting closer to the coast over by Tampa. In fact, they've already issued the extreme wind warning as the northern eye wall. The storm is still offshore technically. You see the drier air that's fizzling on through, that's fizzling out the rain, I should say. And we've had these heavy rain squalls that are coming through with that storm continuing to mark its way right toward the Sarasota area. You can actually see it showing up very, very well. And I want you to notice, too, that we have this extreme wind warning. This is going to be for winds over 100, 110 miles per hour in the northeast side of where the hurricane is, okay? And as this storm moves across, it's going to move across here during, say, midnight. It's going to make landfall in a couple of hours, we think, officially, then move across into Polk County and work over toward Brevard County. This northeast side is where a lot of Central Florida is going to be on, and we talked a lot about that the last several days. So we're going to see the winds come down a lot as it moves off its warm ocean water. It's also getting battled with dry air and also some wind shear, so it is going to be weaker, but it has a very large wind field. So we're going to get both heavy rain that we can see here on this northern eye wall. This will move in with the storm, and also some very gusty winds as well. But there you see the storm itself, officially 35 miles off the coast of Sarasota. Checking some of the wind gusts through here, 60, 64, and 66, 59. So we've had wind gusts 77 so far, with the strongest winds still just offshore, and the track of this will bring it across just on the Polk County side. That's 2 a.m. So landfall, if you're just joining us, 7-11 on this Wednesday night, and this is going to be making landfall this evening, and right around 9 p.m. this is going to be 2 a.m. to move across with heavy rain mainly in the St. Cloud area north through Orlando, and including all of our northern areas during the overnight hours as it does so. In fact, you can see here all of the flood warnings that we have, and they are extensive, as we are still expecting a whole lot of rain with this particular storm, guys. I'm also keeping an eye on these cells that are along the coast. This was from earlier today, and this was from 5:45 to 6 o'clock, and that was just a few pixels tall. We're talking very, very tight circulation that came through Cocoa earlier on today. That's where Melanie Holt was reporting live, went right over our Cocoa Bureau. It apparently knocked over our camera. We don't have access to it anymore. Reminds me of Ian, which knocked out our Daytona Beach camera 2 years ago. And I've been watching up here to the north. We did have a tornado warning earlier. It's expired, but right now just lots of strong winds with this, and this is part of this overall story. And heavy rain, 6 to 7 inches. You see Titusville, north of Melbourne, down south, Sebastian, all these little rain icons that are kind of dancing on the screen. Those are all 6 to 7 inch rainfall amounts already. And Martha and Greg, we're going to continue with the heavy weather overnight tonight. Long night here, but we're here to keep you safe.
And I want to bring in David Heckert, who is again assisting you, and one of our new team members. And David has a rich history, not only as a scientist, but lived and worked in the Fort Myers and Naples area. And David, I'm just now looking at this shot of a pier in Naples. You know this well. You also know what's happening behind you.
Yeah, so this is the Naples pier that you're going to see the video of coming up here shortly. And they are beginning now to see a significant storm surge event. Once again, this is their third storm surge event in Southwest Florida this year. They had surge from Debbie, they had surge from Helene, and now they're dealing with surge already.
And did this pier stand all of those storms?
It did have some damage. Well, I know during Ian it did have significant damage, and I remember correctly, the fence you see there, that pier has been closed since Ian. I don't think it's I don't think you're allowed to actually walk it right now. They're in the process of repairing it, I believe, but you can see that water is getting very, very close And over on WX2, you can actually see we actually have a tidal gauge there at the Naples Pier, and it's already in major flooding. I believe the numbers are above 3 to 4 feet, so they're dealing with a 3 to 4 foot surge event. And we had video earlier this evening in the Fort Myers Beach area. The surge there has already cleared the flood wall, beginning to push its way into the community as well. It's the third surge event, and that's one thing that we talked about significantly, that this was going to be a big surge event for the Gulf Coast at landfall and points to the south. It's becoming almost certain landfall is going to be somewhere in southern Pinellas, all the way through parts of Manatee County. Points south of that are going to be dealing with significant surge. And if you've lived in Florida for a while, you know surge is a major problem on the Gulf Coast side because the shelf of the Gulf of Mexico extends several, actually more than a dozen miles, 40, 50 miles out. Talking to people who do scuba diving, they will never go to the Gulf side because you're on a boat for miles and miles and miles and miles because it's only 12, 15 feet deep. On the Atlantic side, much, much deeper. So this is going to be a big problem. We're kind of zeroing in here on Tampa. It's going to be a big problem for up and down the West Coast.
Yeah, I wanted to bring you in when that camera popped up. So thank you, David. That was good perspective in that area already. I mean, I don't know how much more they can take.
It's been an incredible, incredible 2-year period for them.
Yeah, we're going to wake up tomorrow and see what this did, the ultimate impact to that area. Thank you, David.
We want to go now to Daytona Beach where our Ashlyn Webb is, and she has been going up and down in Volusia County. Ashlyn, what is the latest from Daytona Beach?
Yeah, we're really seeing the winds pick up here and the conditions deteriorate as Milton inches closer. We have been just watching the conditions out here, and you can see the rain just being pushed down the road. You can also see the palm trees being pushed in the wind as well, just being battered. This is really just only the beginning. The real concern right now with this wind picking up, sometime tonight, Volusia County says they are expecting to close the bridges here once it gets to the 40-mile-per-hour range. They haven't given a time of specifically when, but the public information officer for Volusia County, Clayton Jackson, who I just spoke with, says they know it's coming. It could be in a couple hours. It could be earlier in the morning. But the real concern about the bridges closing is people crossing from where I'm standing, evacuating at the last minute. This area, as of 8 a.m. this morning, is under a mandatory evacuation order. That's east of the Intracoastal Waterway, all of Zone A, where the mandatory evacuation took effect at 8 a.m. this morning. Really, this area feels more and more like a ghost town throughout the day. I mean, we really haven't seen many cars on the road. It's really just media, linemen, and also law enforcement and first responders here. Like we've been reporting, Governor Ron DeSantis announced this morning the largest staging of linemen in U.S. history. You can see just across from where we are right now, you can see those trucks waiting for whenever they are dispatched. Over 50,000 ready to assist ahead of Hurricane Milton. But several in Volusia County, we are hearing, residents in this area have already hunkered down. I just heard that Mainland High School, the closest shelter to where I am, is at capacity. There is still several open. Creekside Middle, DeLand High School, University High School, also Volusia County Fairgrounds. The other thing, other than where we're standing right now, this is the mandatory evacuation zone, but the rest of Volusia County is under a curfew. That takes effect in just a couple minutes. It's 7:17 now. It takes effect at 8 p.m. Sheriff Chitwood says they do plan at this point to lift it at 8 a.m., but that all depends on the conditions out here, how fast the winds are out here, how bad the flooding is. All of that is going to depend on whether this curfew is lifted at 8 a.m. We're going to continue to follow conditions out here, but reporting live in Volusia County, Ashlyn Webb, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks so much for bringing us the very latest from Daytona Beach. A lot of rain, getting windy over there. And again, we are still about, what, 2 hours from Milton making landfall.
And then once it gets to Volusia County and Brevard County and Flagler County and the way that those winds are going to circulate, they're going to have a significant problem with surge, beach erosion, and flooding as well. We're going to continue our coverage. We're going to take you for a live and drive. How about this? The technology that WFTV and the engineers here have put together over the years is just nothing short of impressive. This is our vehicle driving through the streets of Tampa, and we'll hear from Shannon Butler as we continue our coverage, tracking Milton as it inches closer to making landfall in Florida. We've already had tornadoes. We've already had issues with power outages. We've already had flooding, and it's only going to get much more significant.
Get the right RV at the right price right now. Over 600 pre-owned RVs in stock. Top brands, low miles, no dealer fees. This 2021 Coachman Mirada is discounted $5,000. Visit LaMesaRV.com today.
Diabetes treatment can cost hundreds of dollars a year. Who can afford that?
COPD can cost thousands of dollars a year. I'm not sure what's harder, having COPD or paying for it.
If you're Medicare eligible with diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, you don't need a financial burden, too. Freedom Health Special Needs Plans are designed for you.
With our variety of Medicare plans, you can access benefits that best fit your needs.
Freedom offers plans specifically designed for individuals with diabetes, COPD, and heart disease. That's impressive.
There are some real financial pluses, too.
$174 back in your monthly Social Security check. $80 per month for groceries and utilities. A monthly allowance for over-the-counter items, plus dental, vision, and hearing coverage.
It's not easy finding answers.
Unless you know who to call.
Call Freedom at 866-867-8605.
Advent Health wants to keep you safe and healthy during Hurricane Milton. Starting 8 a.m. Wednesday through 8 p.m. Thursday, we're offering free urgent care video visits for common health conditions. Just download the Advent Health app and use code Milton. For more information, visit adventhealthvideovisits.com. Be well and know Advent Health is always here for your whole health.
Heart disease, diabetes, cancer. Kelly Deanna Miller's company claimed it could cure them with a fruit smoothie. In truth, Miller's company has been called a pyramid scheme that preys on desperate people. It's shady, it's creepy, and that's why it faced a class action lawsuit. Miller has twice been sued for defrauding creditors and even lied under oath about her personal assets. You wouldn't buy Kelly Deanna Miller's snake oil. Don't vote for it.
Get up to $12,000 off a brand new Kia right now at DeLand Kia. Plus, up to $7,000 more for your trade and no payments for up to 6 months. And can purchase a new Kia with 0 down. Fortes, Souls, K5s, Sportages, Sorrentos, Telluride, and more. Plus, you'll receive a lifetime warranty and lifetime oil changes. There's always something to celebrate at DeLand Kia and DeLandKia.com.
At La Mesa and Rec Van, get the right RV at the right price right now. This new Winnebago Solis Pocket is newly discounted to just $509 per month. La Mesa and Rec Van, the world's largest motorhome dealer. Visit LaMesaRV.com today.
Early warning Doppler 9 on Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, welcome back. 7:21 on this Wednesday. Again, less than 2 hours until Milton actually makes landfall. That's considered when that eye moves a certain portion.
Officially.
Yeah, until it crosses a certain portion.
Got to be halfway through.
That eye. All right, I'm Martha Sigalski.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. Of course, it's an imaginary line,
yes.
But, you know, give or take. And we have a nice update to a story that has gone viral. I just looked at the sheriff, or the deputy who posted this. 7.5 million views. Florida Highway Patrol just posting this, Martha.
It's just we're animal lovers. And someone apparently noticed that a dog had been abandoned, look at this, and tied to a fence. This happened in the Tampa area. A trooper driving by along the northbound lanes of I-75 saw this poor dog. Troopers assumed someone just left this dog while evacuating. Like, you can see the rising water up to his shoulders. But thankfully, this trooper saved this dog, got it to a vet, and it was given a clean bill of health. They were able to get him in the back of the car with a warm blanket for him, and it's not clear who did this to him. Hopefully they will not get this dog back. But the good news is that the dog was found, the dog was saved, and so thankful for that Florida Highway Patrol trooper who, in the process of keeping our roads safe during this storm, spotted this dog, Greg.
A bull terrier, and that reminds me of, Spuds McKenzie.
Yeah, that long face.
Yeah, I've got a couple good names. I mean, I'd love to adopt the dog. We are dogless right now, the late, great Lucky, but...
Milton.
I was thinking Milt would be good, or Milty would be good, or Trooper.
I like Trooper.
Because he's a trooper and he was saved by a trooper.
Oh,
so,
well,
anyway, we'll see what happens.
That's a good ending, but please don't do that to your puppy.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking. I just got a text from somebody, please don't show the dog story, but the dog story has a happy ending. So
yeah.
Anyway, we always worry about our pets, our wildlife, all the things during a storm, and we worry about you as well. Tom Terry is here right now, and Tom, we have a way that people can listen to the coverage when the power goes out, and I know this is important for you because you'll be talking and describing this to them as well.
I'll be doing talking, hopefully doing describing, but Radio 580 WDBO and 107.3 FM, and we may even have more radio partners that just go up and down the dial, and you'll hear me prattling on. But let me show you, this is our camera from Daytona Beach, and the flags are still there to a certain extent, but we are going to see them start to get broken apart later on tonight as the hurricane moves across.
Playing there behind you. Here's more details about how you'll be able to keep an eye or an ear on us as this storm possibly knocks out the power.
I'm Channel 9 Chief Meteorologist Tom Terry. As Hurricane Milton moves across our area, many of you may lose power, which means you can't watch Channel 9 Eyewitness News on your TV, but you can watch it on your phone. Make sure you download the Channel 9 weather app. Go to Google Play or the App Store and download it now for free. That way you can watch our Hurricane Milton coverage live on your phone. If you do have power, you can also stream Eyewitness News on Roku TV, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, or Google TV. Just search and download the WFTV Now app. From there, you can get our weather 24/7 and stay updated before, during, and after the storm. We're here on every platform around the clock, and we're going to get through Hurricane Milton together. Stay safe and prepared with Channel 9 Eyewitness News and the Severe Weather Center 9 team.
That's good information. We appreciate our radio partners. We know other stations also pop us on there as well. And then keep your phone charged. If you're scanning while you're watching, keep it plugged in. And we have a generator here. We're not going anywhere, and we'll continue to pump out our signal.
Yeah, this hurricane's going to be making landfall, we think, probably coming up in about another hour, hour and a half. So that's when the center point will cross the coast. It did speed up earlier today. It's slowing down a little bit now, but that speed up is going to get this system through hopefully a little faster.
That's good. Get it in, get it out so we can get on our way.
All right, Tom, thank you. We're going to take a quick break right now. We'll be back with more coverage as we continue our coverage of Hurricane Milton. We'll be back after this quick break. You are watching Tracking Milton, our continuing coverage here on WFTV. Also, our website. I've got a lot of people that have contacted us that aren't in the state. Some are out of the country and are watching. We say hello to them. We'll keep an eye on how things are going.
We had London last night watching us.
We sure did.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
I'm Dr. Gracie Christie, a physician, a Floridian, and a mother. Today, I can't even prescribe Tylenol to a teenager without first talking to her parents. But under Amendment 4, that same teen could get an abortion without parental consent and without a doctor's approval. In fact, Amendment 4 would make abortion the only medical procedure a minor could undergo without parental consent. Amendment 4 is too extreme and not what it seems. Please vote no on Amendment 4.
Using marijuana doesn't make you a bad person, and it's time we stop ruining lives over it. I'm a Republican sheriff, and I'm voting yes on Amendment 3 for safe, tested, regulated marijuana for adults. Amendment 3 will get marijuana laced with Chinese fentanyl off our streets and save countless Florida lives. With more funding for law enforcement to crack down on the real criminal, it's time. Vote yes on Amendment 3.
Get the facts at yeson3.com.
I was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis, and steadily things were getting worse to the point that my knees really started to ache really bad. So after watching several Good Feet commercials, I said, okay, let's give it a shot. Walk in, 2 or 3 days after the fact, it was like a whole new man. The Good Feet Arch Support System opened that door to a better quality of life.
Find what you've been missing at the Good Feet store.
There's Halloween fun for everyone at Gatorland. Stroll through spooky haunt zones. Meet the Gatorland Skunk Ape and enter Swamp Ghost's Monster Museum, featuring all new fun and fright. All this plus trick-or-treating. Animal meet and greets, plus all of the great alligators, animals, and shows that Gatorland has to offer. Gators, ghosts, and goblins. Select days in October, only at Gatorland.
Advent Health wants to keep you safe and healthy during Hurricane Milton. Starting 8 a.m. Wednesday through 8 p.m. Thursday, we're offering free urgent care video visits for common health conditions. Just download the Advent Health app and use code Milton. For more information, visit adventhealthvideovisits.com. Be well and know Advent Health is always here for your whole health.
During COVID, working families struggled to get by, while Marcia Summersill cashed in. Summersill took thousands of taxpayer dollars, meant for working families, to bail out a company with just one employee, herself. Marcia Summersill takes from working families, but Doug Bankson fights for them. Bankson cut taxes over $1 billion, and he's taking on the insiders to lower rates. Doug Bankson, working families first.
As Milton continues to hit Florida, blasting our state with dangerous winds, driving rain, and tornadoes.
I can show you better than I can tell you. We're just off of A1A here in Cocoa Beach, and this building right behind me here, well, this was the Supercuts.
We will continue to bring you live team coverage into the night from our team of reporters fanned out across the state.
And what we have now here is a large amount of water.
The conditions are beginning to deteriorate.
Another one here in northern Brevard counties.
Our team of certified meteorologists has been tracking Milton live on the air for days now to keep you and your family safe, and will continue to stay with you until the threat is over, as the president promises to help with the full power of the federal government.
We're going to work with state officials to clear debris, restore power, and do it as fast as possible.
We have been bringing you powerful pictures, especially after that tornado went through in Brevard County. Our Melanie Holt literally on the scene moments after that tornado blew through, ripping off the siding off of buildings and knocking down those power lines. We continue to track Milton. Good evening. I'm Martha Sigalski.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. We'll go live to Mel Holt there in Brevard County. Also, our other reporters fanned out across this area and in Tampa as well. We've got live cameras also stationed across the state. Here are some of the latest developments within the past hour as we track the storm. We showed you that damage, as Martha mentioned, from Cocoa Beach, and we're hearing about more damage, and our Channel 9's Melanie Holt is standing by to really tell us exactly what she saw and heard from eyewitnesses. Plus, curfews for Volusia and Osceola counties will begin within the hour at 8 p.m., so about 30 minutes, and they will remain in effect throughout the overnight hours when the storm is really pounding us until 8 a.m. in the morning on Thursday. This has been a rough start for us here for Milton. I know that we've talked in the past about tornadoes during hurricanes, tornado watches. Man, this one lived up to the billing.
Well, especially down south. Of course, we had our damage here in Cocoa, which we were covering live on the air, just 2 or 3 pixels across, but we saw it and we're on the air with it. And just got a report out of St. Pete, 88-mile-per-hour gusts as the hurricane is getting closer to its landfall and the hurricane force wind field is moving in. Let me show you, this is a big hurricane. And all the green on the map there, those are all flood warnings, as the heaviest rain has pretty much already fallen along our southeast coast. And we talked a lot about that the last several days. We would bring in drier air, which kind of cleared the way for these. These were the troublemakers earlier today that are now rotating offshore. But there you see the center of the hurricane, which is roughly 20 miles off the coast. And here's our camera from Daytona Beach, northeast 25, gusting to 39, 48, 58, 47. So the wind field is pretty much over here. There is St. Pete, 89 on their wind gust right now, and they're up here. The hurricane is way over here, so as it moves in, it's going to increase the winds locally, and you can see the storm is still working in. And I want you to notice too, relatively dry down south, but a whole lot of rain on that northern semicircle. They do have that extreme wind warning. That's for winds over Cat 3 when it makes landfall. This is the center point, roughly 20 miles now off Sarasota. So when that crosses the coast here in another couple of hours, that will be officially landfall. It is ahead of schedule. It's sped up this afternoon. We noticed it when we're tracking tornadoes that this storm was moving a lot faster than we expected it to. What's playing in the video wall right now? There's some video there. Just get me later. That's a pretty extreme video, some windy weather over there. You can see winds of 90. So there's downtown Sarasota. They're really blowing and going. Can I pull an audible? If you can pull it up sometime, we'll let you know. This is 2 a.m., 90-mile-per-hour winds coming into Polk County and then moving offshore during the overnight hours. And lots of heavy rain through here. All these are 6 to 7 inch plus rainfall reports coming in along the coast. There's still a little bit of rain left over, but the heaviest rain has already fallen in Brevard County now. You can see heavy rain Daytona, New Smyrna Beach. We saw the flags flying and getting torn up pretty good. This is Four Corners. Very heavy wind and rain coming in through here, and we're going to start really adding up some heavier rain totals between now and around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning as the northern eye wall will move by to our south, and you see all this heavy rain. It's raining over here by Ridge Manor and Dade City. Governor Ron DeSantis giving us an update now on Milton. Let's go to him.
Eventually on the east coast of Florida, and we're going to see a significant amount of rainfall on the northern part of the storm. There's already been 116 tornado warnings with 19 confirmed touchdowns throughout the state, 9 flash flood warnings, and 4 additional flood watches, with many, many more to come. Numerous counties have reported tornado damage. Peak storm surge is predicted to be between 5 and 13 feet, depending on where you are on the Gulf Coast of Florida. As of right now, the peak storm surge looks to be between the Charlotte-Lee County line up until Anna Maria Island in Manatee County. Prior to landfall, the state completed nearly 2,000 missions. Generators were sent to shelters. We have massive amounts of fuel reserves that are staged and ready to go, millions of gallons of gas. When the ports reopen, Florida Highway Patrol will be standing by to escort fuel trucks to service stations so that people will have access to fuel as they return to their homes. The Florida Department of Transportation is staged and ready to go as soon as the storm passes. They have 156 bridge inspectors which will go to clear the bridges, 402 cut and toss personnel, and over 1,000 generators and 350 pieces of heavy equipment and trucks. We have massive amounts of search and rescue equipment and personnel standing by. And we hope that there's not a big need for that, but we're prepared for that. And that's not just our state and local, it's also our National Guard, our State Guard. We have about 9,000 National Guard personnel between Florida and other states. We also have Florida Highway Patrol, Fish and Wildlife, Department of Law Enforcement, and of course our Florida State Guard. There was a lot of questions about pre-staging linemen, which is our practice here in Florida, given that you have a lot of linemen working for Hurricane Helene in places like Georgia and North Carolina. I'm happy to report that we have over 50,000 linemen that are in the state of Florida, and as soon as it's safe to do so, they will commence with power restoration. We're already seeing power outages. You're going to continue to see a lot more power outages over the course of tonight and into tomorrow morning. Now, at this point, it's too dangerous to evacuate safely, so you have to shelter in place and just hunker down. Category 3 storm for most places in Florida, particularly newer construction, likely the building is going to be able to withstand it. But if you start to get in a situation where trees are snapping, power's popping, you do have to treat it like a tornado. And then if you are in a tornado warning, that's a duck and cover in a place that's safe in your structure. Those can be very, very dangerous, even if you are inside in cover. Stay inside and stay off the roads. Floodwaters and rushing storm surge are very dangerous. And I would say that's even more so in spite of everything the state did to help these local communities hit by Helene remove a lot of debris, and they did move a lot of debris over the last 72 hours. You're going to have new debris created, and you still have some of that old debris in some of those places. So there's going to be hazards in the storm surge and in the flood waters. Stay put until the storm is passed. If you are in Sarasota, Manatee, some of those areas where the eye of the storm is going, it may be where things calm down for a minute. Just understand that means you're in the eye. It's going to go back and get really nasty very soon. So don't go outdoors until it is confirmed safe. You can listen to your local emergency management officials about that one. Power outages are going to happen, as I mentioned. So please, if you're using a generator, Make sure that you're using it safely. Do not run the generator inside your home. That can be fatal. Make sure it's outside the home at a safe distance from windows and doorways. If you see dangerous conditions, please report those to your local authorities so that they can help protect people and mitigate it. So the storm is here. It's time for everybody to hunker down. I know we've got massive amounts of resources that have been prepared for this storm. People are tired because of having to deal with Hurricane Helene, and yet all I've seen is people just dig deep inside and say, we're not going to be denied, we're going to get the job done. So I really appreciate everybody that's worked so hard on the heels of Helene to prepare for this storm and to be ready to go. And you will see that in action very shortly as this storm passes. Okay, Kevin Guthrie.
Thank you, Governor, for leading us through this. Appreciate your support. Conditions across the state continue to deteriorate as Hurricane Milton approaches landfall on Florida's. No more Michael. No, sir. No, sir. As Hurricane Milton approaches landfall on Florida's west coast. Many areas are already experiencing life-threatening storm surge or life-threatening tornadoes. Please make sure if a tornado warning comes in, especially on our east coast of Florida, we have certainly had a lot of tornadic activity over there with confirmed radar signature, confirmed tornadoes. We do have Virginia Task Force 1, Ohio Task Force 1, and Miami Task Force 1 going into those areas to help with those structural collapses that have happened. We're receiving somewhere in the neighborhood, this is really, really rough numbers right now, but about 125 homes that have been destroyed, most of them mobile homes and senior communities. So we're trying to get into Florida's most vulnerable to make sure they're taken care of. If you have not already left, as I just said, as the governor just said, you need to stay inside, stay safe, and stay put. Make sure that you're getting to a central area of your home, that you're getting as low as you possibly can. That is, if you have a single-story residence and no storm surge, you want to get as low as you possibly can. I had this question asked to me earlier. Do I go to the bottom of the house if I got storm surge? The answer is no. If you've got 2 floors, you need to go to the lowest part of the second floor to escape the storm surge. Please do not. If you have storm surge coming in, please just do not go to the lowest level of your home. Do not attempt to leave your home or drive during the storm. Roads may be flooded, blocked by debris, or have down power lines. Please do not risk it. If you hear, as the governor said, if you hear trees snapping, that means that there is going to be flying debris. You should seek shelter immediately and treat it as if it's a tornado. Protect yourself from flying debris by putting household items such as pillows, heavy coats, blankets on top of you. There may be a point where you think the storm is over. If it goes from absolutely nothing or absolutely horrible and terrible to absolutely nothing, then you are most likely in the eye of the tornado. Please stay in place. Do not come out. We are anticipating power outages, as the governor's already mentioned, with this storm. Take time now, if you still have power, to keep those electronic devices plugged in and keep the charge full. If you lose power and are going to use a generator for backup power, please use it safely. You've heard the governor and myself say this. Keep it 20 feet away from the doors and windows of your home. Make sure you wait 20 minutes for it to cool down before you refuel it. Make sure it's on a clean, dry surface. And then be sure to have a carbon monoxide monitor in your home. After the storm has passed your area, it is critical that you listen to local authorities for guidance on when it is safe to go outside or to return home. Do not venture out. Hazardous materials, debris, and flooding could still be present. Do not attempt to clean up the debris by yourself, especially fallen trees or power lines. If you see a dangerous condition, please report them to your local authorities utilizing your 911 lines or non-emergency lines. Residents needing information can continue to call our State Assistance Information Line, which will be open for most likely weeks. That number is 1-800-342-3557. That's 1-800-342-3557. Please follow the agency on X and Instagram at FLSERT and on Facebook at FDEM. That is the best way to go and catch up on latest up-to-date information from the division. If you do not have access to that, but you have access to the internet, please make sure you go to floridadisaster.org/updates. Floridians, we are with you. We will be with you. The state of Florida is leading the way on this charge. Please know that we're coming as fast as we possibly can. There's going to be places that we just cannot get to until the winds die down. But as I've already mentioned, there are strong winds. There are banding rains. But we have the men and women of Florida Task Force 1 out of Miami-Dade, as well as members from the Ohio and Virginia Task Force going into harm's way to help you out. We will continue to do that all night long. I will be here throughout the night along with my team. Governor, it's been a pleasure working with you to this point, but I also want to say thank you for your leadership, and I know that you're not going to go anywhere anytime soon, and I appreciate your leadership. Thank you, sir.
So we are staged with massive amounts of search and rescue assets, not just with the cities and counties and their considerable resources, all the state assets for our state agencies and National Guard, as well as urban search and rescue teams. And so we will be ready to help people who are in harm's way, and hopefully we don't have a lot. I know a lot of people did heed the call to leave, but that will be a priority to save lives. We also have a record number of people there for the restoration of power. These linemen, people love seeing the linemen coming in on the interstate. It's a great sight. They will get to work, get their power resumed as quick as possible. And then we have massive amounts of fuel on standby that we can use, but we also want to make sure these ports get up and running. I mean, we'll see what the damage is to Manatee and to Tampa. We have been discussing, and Kevin and his team have been discussing with our federal partners like the Army Corps and some of these agencies, some expectations about getting these ports back. And I think there's a difference between kind of Florida expectations, which is like we get this stuff done quick, and maybe how the federal bureaucracies have typically worked. But I think that we have had very good conversations. I think there is a sense of urgency with some of the federal agencies as well, but we want to get these ports back open as quickly as possible. We're going to have to assess some damage. Now, the track of this storm, the fact that it is Sarasota, perhaps the Port of Tampa is not going to take a major hit like it would have if it was a direct impact, but we'll see. Manatee is probably going to be a little bit closer to where it's getting some of the big impact, but we think it's really important that all services are be able to resume, and we have contingencies to be able to get fuel in where it needs to go, but it sure be a lot easier if we just get that coming into the ports. And so those are all going to be priorities from here on out. So if you are watching this, just hunker down. If you're in the path of this storm, it's dangerous outside. There's going to be a lot of hazards. Even when it passes, if there's floodwaters, be very careful about any of that. Help is on the way. We're going to get everyone back, get everyone up on their feet again, and we'll mitigate the damage as best we can.
The president said that he has spoken with you. Have you talked about getting more resources from the federal government here in the state, getting things back open?
So as I mentioned, we've been discussing with some of the federal partners about acceleration of what needs to be done if something needs to be done on these ports. To say like, oh, it's going to be weeks for a port, no, that doesn't work. Okay, we got to get it open. And I think they're of the same mind, and I think that Kevin and our team have had good conversations. We've also, Kevin, I know, is talking, both Kevin and I talk with the FEMA administrator about some of the things that we're looking for. You know, for example, with this debris, let local governments do the debris a little bit differently so that we incentivize people to come and do it quickly. Because the way it goes now, it was hard to even get people to do their debris. You had them going other ways. It just didn't make economic sense for doing that. And a lot of the debris takes like 6 months to do, and that's just kind of been the standard. I think we showed by surging our resources, which is really unprecedented, you know, we knocked out a lot of debris in like 72 hours. So we want to have a debris where there's incentives to do it and do it quickly. Look, I don't want to have to, even talk about this now, but we're not out of hurricane season. There is the possibility of another storm brewing, and that's going to come into the Gulf. It's possible. I hope it doesn't happen. But so we want to be able to have them with contractors and have them have things working with the FEMA reimbursements that make sense. And I think Kevin, I think Administrator Criswell has been very receptive to that because it does. It just makes sense.
Governor, Director Guthrie, in terms of the timeline of recovery and
Last time with Helene, you were able to get search and rescue units kind of out there before, if I remember correctly, before the sun even came up.
That'll happen again. Yes. So, yeah, they will do in the dark. That is totally, absolutely fine. It's just a question of making sure that it's safe for them to go out. So as soon as that storm passes, and the fact that it came in earlier than thought, that's good for the high tide because the high tide's not here yet. I think it'll help with the surge, but it's going to mean pretty much all the rescues are going to be done in the dark in the middle of the night. But that's fine. They're going to do that. All of our folks are doing that, and they will be on target.
Since you have so many people here in the state, more than previous storms, are you expecting things to kind of be restored quicker than previous storms? Like Helene was power back within a week. Are we expecting that even sooner, 3 days, 5 days?
Well, we need to figure out how much power is out. I mean, we just don't know, right? And so we'll see. But I thought, we didn't get hit with Dorian, but it was coming, so we prepared. I thought maybe we had reached 50 with Dorian. We didn't. We reached in the 40s. We did 40,000s for Ian in the 40s. This is the first time we've crossed 50, and so I think that that's good. I think there's a lot of people that are excited about going to work. I know Floridians really appreciate these guys when they get out there. And if you look, the fact that it's going Sarasota across, that's heavy Florida Power and Light territory. Those guys are a well-oiled machine at this. They do a really good job. A lot of their infrastructure handles the storms very well. And so a lot of times when you're talking about power restoration, if you have the people there and you go quick, you can potentially reconnect relatively quickly. If the whole thing is blown out where you have to rebuild it, it takes longer. My sense is that if it's a lot of FPL stuff, their infrastructure probably is going to be able to weather a lot of this, so they'll have to do some reconnects, but maybe not a full rebuild. Fort Myers Beach for Hurricane Ian was FPL, and they could have gotten the power back on very quickly.
All right, you've been listening to Governor Ron DeSantis giving us the very latest, as he has been doing several times a day for the past few days, and he's talking about FPL territory right now where Milton is making its way, the outer bands. And I wanted to give an update for our friends and those of us who are watching. You are watching Channel 9 right now. Brevard County, according to FPL, has 370 customers out. Volusia County has about 50 customers out. Seminole County has 90 customers out. In Indian River County, that's just to the south of us on the Atlantic side, they have about 13,000 customers out. But what they're telling us is that they have the technology now where they just can, something makes a bleep, they see where the power is out, conditions are safe, and they send their crews out there. What was interesting to me, Greg, is that there are 50,000, according to the governor, 50,000 linemen and women ready to roll, he said, as soon as the conditions are safe.
Yeah, he said, ready to respond, quote, you will see that very soon. Now, one of the responses will have to be Brevard County. We don't know what will happen from this point forward, but we know what's happened already today, and it's a likely tornado. It was spotted on radar by our team.
It was a tornado. They confirmed it.
Confirmed.
It is confirmed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. Okay. So we had a tornado right there in Brevard County, and Channel 9's Melanie Holt was just not too far from there and managed to make it from Port Canaveral to that scene. Mel, that was a wild burst of wind and tornado now confirmed.
And I can tell you that we didn't see all the damage, Greg, after we left that area. And I told you we would because of all the debris around there and the power lines down. We wanted to get someplace safe before it was dark like it is right now. I started getting text messages from folks saying they also knew of homes that were damaged. So we saw that Wells Fargo with no roof. We saw the Supercuts with no walls. We saw awnings everywhere. And I want to show you a little bit of that video that we got just a short time ago. It shows you what emergency responders are handling right now while we're talking. As a matter of fact, as we were leaving, a number of police officers had gotten cones out and were making sure no one accidentally rode over that down power line that I was telling you about the last time we spoke. They also had utility companies out right around that area at A1A and Banana. That is where we saw what we now know was a confirmed tornado. And I actually spoke with 2 witnesses in that area.
We heard nothing. We saw a lot of wind and rain. We've been seeing that for the last half hour, and then it got very intense. And actually, Dermot was ready to leave the pub, and we said, Dermot, don't go, because this is really intense.
Beach, and he told me that his house was damaged in that same event, and he told me that some of his neighbors are dealing with the same issue. And imagine, that storm has not yet arrived here in Brevard County, possibly passing right over us as a Cat 1, and we have these people right now, these businesses and these homes damaged by this tornadic activity. We are live here in Port Canaveral. Melanie Holt, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All of us feel exposed, but they really feel exposed quite literally to what's going to happen in these next several hours. We're going to continue to follow what happens in Brevard with those storms. And Martha, we were talking, there have been tornadoes all across Florida, including over in Miami, where if you think about the storm and its path, you're like, oh, well, Miami's going to miss everything. Well, that's not the case. There are funnel clouds and twister videos from South Florida, Southwest Florida,
people were hurt
Central Florida, and now in Brevard County.
And popping up all over. We now want to go to Nick Pampantonis. Remember, Orla Vista, as we've seen in the past, major flooding issues. The last storm you and I covered where flooding was a problem there. We had live rescues of people who were bedridden, so frightened and so scared, being pulled out by first responders. Nick, they've tried to make some fixes there. You're there live right now. How is it?
So we took a look at the ponds right before night fell on us, and I can say that the ponds still have some room to fill up. They are holding at the moment. What we saw, though, a few hours ago when those outer bands were coming through was a lot of water all over this street coming from the side streets, rushing down and straight towards the ponds. The road is now dry again, but what we have here is the canal where the water is supposed to flow, and I think you can see pretty well there the dark water right up against this cross pipe on this canal, and the water is just gushing, and it's been doing that all afternoon. This water all heading towards those retention ponds right now, which has been increased. The size of those since Hurricane Ian, the last time they overflowed and flooded the Orla Vista area. Those ponds have been increased. It was a $20+ million project. It was prioritized. It was first thought up after Irma, which was the first time this community flooded, and then prioritized in the days after Ian because it happened again and it was already on the table. The project is almost done now. They've added some pumps just to supplement while they're making those finishing touches on it. But the hope is that we don't have a three-peat on this one. And again, it's like a giant bowl right in the middle of the Orlando metro area where all this water goes in. Those ponds, if they do overtop, will flood all these houses again. We've seen some minimal preps here. Some people have sandbags, maybe one or two houses. A lot of people, though, just know that if the ponds overtop, there's not much that they're going to be able to do. Clearly, you can see right now the winds gusting. It is starting to pick up here. That's new in the last 20 minutes or so. We've had, I think, a couple of power outages probably south of Orla Vista now. We've seen some transformers, and I do want to add one more thing because we've driven around the area, and we showed the picture of the funnel cloud over Conway earlier. I've seen a lot of social media posts. We drove that neighborhood where the picture came from. We did not see any signs of damage. We did not see any power outages. If you know of any damage, please let me know. You can send me an email or a DM on Facebook, but that is just a follow-up to that as well. Live in Orla Vista, Nick Pampantonis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Nick, thanks. We're going to continue our coverage here. We've got some new video from NOAA from up above the storm. We'll take you to that. Also want to let you know we've got some great video from Tampa coming into us live tonight. And here it is. This is one of the bridges in Tampa that's closed, and you can see as the storm approaches, just about an hour or so away from landfall, and it looks rough. We'll be right back.
It's an unimaginable trauma. A woman or girl is raped and gets pregnant. Then she's forced to have her attacker's baby. That's now the law in Florida, an extreme abortion ban with no real exception for rape. No matter where you stand on abortion, that goes too far. Government has no right putting anyone through that. Government has no right making that decision for you. Voting yes on 4 protects women and girls and stops government's cruel abortion ban.
It's hurricane season. Our team in Severe Weather Center 9 is here to keep you and your family prepared. WFTV.com is your source for everything you need before, during, and after a storm. Go to WFTV.com/tropics and track every storm's path with our interactive tracker. Check out our weather live stream 24/7. This hurricane season, be prepared with WFTV.com.
Eye on the Tropics on WFTV.com is sponsored by OUC and Storm One Claims Public Adjusters.
Advent Health Centracare wants to keep you safe and healthy during Hurricane Milton. Now through 8 p.m. Thursday, we're offering free urgent care video visits for common health conditions. Just download the Advent Health app and use code MILTON. For more information, visit adventhealthvideovisits.com. Be well and know Advent Health is always here for your whole health.
Greenway Ford's Frio sales event is going on now. Save thousands on all makes and models. Cars starting at just $9,999. Plus, get up to $3,000 in trade assistance on your new vehicle. Greenway Ford. It's the last call. Don't miss out.
There's Halloween fun for everyone at Gatorland. Stroll through spooky haunt zones. Meet the Gatorland Skunk Ape and enter Swamp Ghost's Monster Museum. Gators, ghosts, and goblins. Only at Gatorland.
Before and after. Before and after. If you have a before kitchen, now's the time to call Kitchen Saver and get a beautiful after. With our custom cabinet renewal process, you can have a brand new kitchen within 3 to 5 days. We're so confident in our products that we'll back it all, labor and materials, with our 10-year limited warranty. Claim our special offer and become a satisfied customer today.
Prepare to be impressed.
Like many voters, Lean is open to Amendment 3. Big Weed wrote Amendment 3 be sued.
So they can't even be sued?
No matter what goes wrong, if people get sick, corporations make billions but can't be held accountable.
There's no way I'm voting for Amendment 3.
It's corporate greed, not freedom.
This Time and Temperature is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
All right, welcome back. It is 8 o'clock as we continue to track incredible imagery. Is Milton from above, and you can see the lightning strikes happening to us here in Florida. It looks beautiful from above, but what it is doing on the ground is anything but. Tom, you see this picture?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted your take on this picture, but you see all those lightning strikes happening.
They have new lightning mapper on the new GO satellites because that's a really great way to see intensity with lightning, because lightning, you've got the rapid rising to generate that lightning static electric buildup. So that's incredible. And when we saw a lot of lightning around the core of this hurricane when it was offshore, we're like, uh-oh, you don't want to be seeing that. But now it's about 20 miles away from landfall near Sarasota. So here in the next hour to hour and a half. And it's been a busy day, and it's going to be a busy night tonight. We're here to get you through it, though. Let me show you. This is our live view on WEX 3 from. And I wanted to